My name is Stesha Schneider, and I am a neonatal nurse practitioner here at Bryan. I have worked at Bryan as a whole for about 15 years now. I just knew I wanted to be a nurse, so I was in school and I had applied for a CNA job at Children's Hospital in the ER, and they called me and asked if I wanted to work as a CNA in the NICU, and I was like, at the time, no idea, but sure. So I just fell in love with it. That's really, I just thought it was amazing watching these tiny babies go through everything they go through and then eventually go home. When I graduated, my husband was actually taking a job back here in Lincoln, and it was a big decision whether to stay as a nurse at Children's in the NICU or to look for something in town. And that's when the tower was opening, and so I thought, well, I'll just apply. I don't know if they'll take a new grad or not. And the manager at the time, she gave me a shot. So once I started in the NICU, our nurse practitioners at the time, we only had one, and then shortly after two. They were very hands-on with education and teaching nurses, teaching parents. They still got to do things at the bedside, do procedures, and then also functioned as a provider as well. So just the combo of all that was really intriguing to me that I wanted to go back to school to be a nurse practitioner. There's really nothing that I don't like, honestly. My favorite thing and the reason I stay in the NICU world is just seeing how fragile a preterm infant can be. To see everything that they go through and then ultimately go home with their parents, it's just that feeling of accomplishment, if you will. It's just, preemies are pretty amazing. But we do get term babies in the NICU too, whether it's they needed a little help after delivery, maybe they got some fluid in their lungs, maybe they had an infection, so it's really all kinds of different things. It's a special trade, I guess I'd say. It's rare that there's other areas that come to help in the NICU. We're kind of just our own world. And then the nurse practitioner role in general, I feel like is very interesting in regards to, we're typically the ones putting in the central lines, doing the intubations, performing lumbar punctures. We really are kind of the subset of the physician. They're here during the daytime, and then the nurse practitioner is the one. If families weren't here for rounds, we go in and update them and talk about the plan of care for the day. And so we have 24-hour coverage with two of us. So if that means a baby's going to deliver in the night, then we're the ones that are there, right away. So it comes down to, I think you trust your team that you're with, and so even if I've been working with a baby all day that's maybe not doing well, I know that when I leave, the people who are coming after me are going to continue on doing all the right things and doing a really good job. Babies are pretty amazing. They're very resilient, and so all of them are, a success story. It's very rewarding, but it can also be very, very taxing, if you will. But again, there's nothing about it that I would change for sure. It's a good place to be.